Welcome into Week 18. We have only one more week of this regular season left, so if your team's already eliminated, it sucks because, well, you just have really nothing to look forward to. As for me and some others, we have, some things to look forward to. Steelers can make the playoffs, but it's a long shot to a point. Other teams have chances, but may not make it. Either way, before we get into this video, I just want to say, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, trying to hit 1,000 subs as soon as possible, and I will do a jersey giveaway as soon as I hit that. Either way, let's get right into this video. So before we get started with the picks, taking a look at the current playoff picture. Obviously, Baltimore and San Francisco have locked up the 1 seeds. They're going to be resting a lot of starters this week. 2nd seeds, Dallas and Miami. Pretty much there's no lockdown of anything. They can all lose. Dallas and Philly can even switch spots depending on some things. If Dallas loses, Philly wins. A lot of things can happen. The Buffalo Bills are one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. If they beat the Dolphins, they can win the division and be the 2 seed. If they lose, they could potentially be out of the playoffs entirely. I don't think I've ever seen a swing that far. So that's just very interesting. Obviously, Indy's still alive. You got the Texans and the Steelers still alive in the AFC. The Vikings, I believe, are still alive in the NFC, barring some things and some NFC South stuff. I don't know for sure. Either way, got a lot of matchups to go through. Let's get to it. Steelers-Ravens at 3 o'clock, I believe, on Saturday. The Ravens are resting Lamar, but it doesn't matter. The Steelers are going to win this game either way. Mike Tomlin, he is like 4-0 in the last 2 weeks of the last 3 seasons or something like that. That number might not make sense, but he's like 4-0 in the last 2 weeks of last year and the year before. There we go. And the Steelers have Lamar's number either way. So if Lamar was playing, I'd still say we'd beat them because he's beaten the Steelers 1 time out of his 6 games, I believe. So it's just not relevant. They don't beat us. They just don't. Some way or another, we win that game. It is in Baltimore. That could be tough. They're playing to keep us out. But at the same time, I've heard rumors that maybe they kind of want us to win. Now, I don't think a team ever wants to lose. But maybe they kind of want us to win because they see Buffalo as a much bigger target than us. And if we win, there's a bigger chance that Buffalo is out. So, I don't know. Maybe not. But either way, it's a storyline to look at one way or another. Texans-Colts. This is a big game. If they tie, Steelers are in no matter what. If one of them wins, the Steelers have to have some help. I do think the Colts win this game. I mean, being in this situation, it's just going to be hard for them to not. Colts having the Texans just at home, it's just a huge advantage for them in general. Another big game, Buccaneers get to basically clinch the division with this win, and it's Carolina Panthers. I mean, that's just a good roll for them. They're going to win that game. They win that division. Bengals, Browns. That's a big one. Bengals at home could be trying to play spoiler to the Browns a little bit and mess up their momentum. I think that happens. Cleveland still sticks with the 5 seed either way, but I think it does happen. Then, Vikings and Lions. This is a big game because I think the Vikings, if they win, can squeak into the playoffs here potentially with some help. But I am going to go with Detroit winning. It's just, they're just the better team, and Vikings have lost their magic. I'm sorry, guys. They have. But, Jets, Patriots. I'm going to say the Jets win this one because the Patriots try to settle down on their draft picks, try to keep their picks where they're at, and that leaves New England to be 4-13. Okay, I just want to check on that. Moving past that, let me make sure all this is in line so y'all can see it all good. The Falcons and the Saints. They both are fighting for their playoff lives here too. I believe if the Bucs win, they are already out no matter what. I think so. But I'm going to give it to New Orleans being the home team. They can actually get a 7 seed if they get some help as well. So we'll move on with that and see. Jacksonville and Tennessee. This is one of the games that could help Pittsburgh get into the playoffs. The Tennessee Titans have to beat Jacksonville. And I actually might think it's going to happen. Trevor Lawrence, I think he doesn't need to play this game. I think he's going to, though. And I think he's going to try to do too much. I love Trevor Lawrence. But I don't know if he's going to be okay yet. And if he plays, I think the Titans do win this game. I think that they're not able to get going because Trevor tries to do too much. And, it just kind of takes the wind out of their sails in the most strange way possible, to be honest. Having Trevor just not be able to control a lot of the things he normally does and, kind of actually cost him this game in the long run. Starting with the bottom half, Seahawks-Cardinals. Come on, Seahawks going to win that game. They steal the 7th seed for now. Green Bay's going to win that. They just don't lose to the Bears. It doesn't happen. Chiefs-Chargers. I think the Chiefs will win that game. Keep their 3rd seed open. Broncos-Raiders. That's a tough one. I think the Broncos could actually. What does that look like here? What are they fighting for? Raiders would have the same record. Denver wins, and they have a better record. I think Denver's playoff chances might potentially be alive. I'm going to go with Denver. No, I'm not. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I am. Raiders, I like that. Then Eagles, Giants. Come on, Eagles will win that. Yeah, they had a bad game against the Cardinals last week, but so did the Cowboys. Let's not forget about that. So, yeah, either way. Niners, Rams. I do think the Rams actually win that game. The Niners have nothing to play for. They're not worried about it. Cowboys, Washington. Well, sucks for the Eagles. Cowboys get a bad draw. Then again, though, maybe they do lose. Who knows? You know, Washington might get a one-up on them this time, but I'm going to go with Dallas. And then the big game of the week. This depends on a lot of things. Buffalo, Miami. I am going to go with Buffalo winning that game. So, I don't know how in the world Pittsburgh hung around in here. I actually thought because Jaguars lost. Buffalo ends up winning their division, but Miami still gets a 6 seed. So let's go ahead and roll through these playoff games then. So in the first round, you get Buffalo and Pittsburgh. That stinks. If Miami wins, you get Pittsburgh at Kansas City, Miami at Buffalo again. I just want to see what the interest of that was. As long as Jaguars lose, they stay in. So Pittsburgh gets Buffalo. That's a Buffalo win. Miami, Kansas City. That's a Kansas City win. Cleveland, Indy. That's a Cleveland win, I think. I don't think Indy can do enough. San Fran, bye week, obviously. Green Bay, Dallas, give it to Dallas. LA, Detroit. That's a good matchup, man. Plus, it's the Stafford and Goff trade tied all into this, the scenario. That's very interesting there. I am going to go reluctantly with Detroit. I just think they have more on their roster. The Rams, wow. They have Stafford, they have Kupp, they have Nakua, they have Williams, they have Donald, and that's about it. The rest of their roster is super average. The Detroit Lions at least have other guys up and down the field that can help out. Yeah. Eagles, Tampa Bay. I'm going with Eagles. So that sets up the Browns to play the Ravens. Buffalo to play Kansas City. San Fran to play Philly. Dallas to play Detroit. I'm going to go with the Browns could really beat Baltimore. I really think so. That Cleveland defense is definitely good enough. It's just will the offense be able to score enough? They've done it before, but not with Joe Flacco. But Joe Flacco could give them all more reason to win. I am going to go with the Browns winning that game, and the Browns sneak into the AFC Championship because that roster is just so good. Buffalo, Kansas City. I'm going to say Buffalo. I don't think Kansas City's offensive struggles are good enough to keep them alive. I just don't think so. That sets up Buffalo, Cleveland in the AFC Championship. Dallas, Detroit. I say Detroit wins that game in the long run. Dallas is going to choke as they usually do, and they pretty much already beat them once, and they got screwed out of it by the refs. So Detroit claims that win. San Fran and Philly. Right now I'm going with San Fran. San Fran goes. Buffalo goes. And I'm going to go on a wild card and stick with Buffalo. Philly's not shown me enough lately. I did have Buffalo and Philly. They're still my prediction in my personal prediction, but what I think might happen is Buffalo, San Fran. And I'll still go with Buffalo, though. I think I had Buffalo and Philly at the beginning of the year, and I had Buffalo potentially winning, I believe. I don't know. Maybe Philly winning. Either way. But I'll stick with the team that I've had in this whole time. That's it for this season, though, in terms of predictions. I will do some predictions for the playoffs coming soon as that kind of, swells up to happen. But either way, thank you guys for watching. Once again, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It does my channel a whole lot and doesn't cost you a single thing. Either way, I'll see y'all next time.